In this section, we are going to talk about umbrella deployment modes. Well, Umbrella is one of the simplest solutions to deploy and manage. Because Umbrella is delivered from the cloud, there is no hardware to install or software to manually update, and the browser-based interface provides quick setup and ongoing management. Actually, many customers deploy it enterprise-wide in less than 30 minutes. Here's how identities are made available through various existing and new Umbrella deployments. For every deployment, we'll always know the egress IP address you'd like to provision your networks as an identity in your policies. But for greater granularity, Cisco offers both the standalone endpoint and network footprints as well as integrations with Cisco's many customer existing footprints. Umbrella has also has pre-built integrations with the Cisco ISR 4K series already deployed across thousands of customers' networks, and now also the wireless LAN device footprints. Using RFC compliant mechanisms for DNS, we can securely embed VLAN identities with an eDNS query that automatically is forwarded to the Umbrella global network. This way, you set different policies for servers versus workstations, or employee versus guest Wi-Fi, even um, uh, so no, not even, but when it's the same network egress IP or network device originating the query. And best of all, using a single ISR script or wireless LAN controller, you can provision thousands of network devices to protect all your branch office and Wi-Fi users in a matter of minutes. For the on-network coverage, update the settings of the DNS and DSCP servers in your network, or even the wireless access points, to point your internet traffic to Umbrella, and every device on that network is protected. You can protect all devices, even those you don't own, by changing one setting in your network server, access point, or router. DHCP is short for Dynamic for Host Control Protocol, and with one minor edit, meaning if you change the DNS IP address to that of the Umbrella Global Network, it will tell any device connected to a network to point DNS to Umbrella. But that works best if there are no internal domains, such as for printers or internets, that need to be resolved locally. If that's the case, then the customer will have a DNS server on the network. This requires only a simple edit on the DNS server. It doesn't matter what platform the DNS server is hosted on. This could be even a competing product. So there is no real conflict. Let's see how it works with the virtual appliance, the Umbrella VA. The VA is a lightweight DNS forwarder hosted on VMware or Hyper-V. It uses DHCP method to point all requests for internal and external domains first to the VA, which forwards requests for internal domains to the existing local DNS servers. Before the virtual appliance forwards requests for internet domains to Umbrella, it embeds the local IPs into RFC compliant extension mechanisms for DNS with the details of the internal network IP address. As shown here, there cannot be netting placed between the users and the virtual appliance. Regarding the virtual environment, we need the VMware ESXi 4.1 or higher, or we can use the Windows Server 2008 R2 server with the Hyper-V role, or 2008 again with Hyper-V, the simple, not the R2 version, or maybe Windows Server 2012 standalone or data center. Different variations of 2012 server version, but of course with Hyper-V role installed and configured. In terms of CPUs, a minimum of one is required, 512 megabytes of RAM minimum, and storage not so much, 6.5 gigabytes. Please note that two instances of virtual appliances are required per site for high availability and to support the automatic updates. Customers can provision additional resources per virtual appliance instance or add virtual appliance instances in large network environments at any time with no extra fees. Virtual appliances do not store data persistently, so even if the VMware or Hyper-V hosts running the VAs, the virtual appliances, suffer a catastrophe, no loss of unrecoverable data would occur. This is very important. So on network protection, virtual appliance plus the AD connector. Um, there is a local presence. There is a local presence through the virtual appliance. You can also integrate it with the Active Directory to enforce the policy by various AD objects. By running a one-time script on all domain controllers, they are registered with the cloud service. And then, on only one domain controller or member, depends, the connector service is installed performing two tasks. First, it continuously syncs the group memberships of users and computers with the cloud service. And second, the connector service views the local IP that users and computers authenticated from and sends those mappings to virtual appliances. The virtual appliance can now embed a unique identifier that the cloud service will translate for control and visibility per Active Directory user or computer. Note that today only a single domain is supported. Let's take a look a little bit on protecting the roaming users. So off-network coverage. Well, what about laptops connecting off-network? If a customer uses Cisco AnyConnect, they simply enable the Umbrella roaming security module for protecting anywhere, including when the VPN is off. If not using the AnyConnect, can we also be protected? What can we use? You may ask. So Umbrella's lightweight standalone agent works alongside any VPN and has been proven in over a million deployments. The roaming client is a virtual bump in the wire, Cisco calls it, for every internet connection. It is transparent to users and does not cause any latency or performance issues because the footprint is very small. You can download the profile for the Umbrella roaming module from the Management Console and apply it to all instances of the module. You can create a separate policy for off-network users or use a consistent policy for both on-network and off-network coverage. If separate policies are needed, you can, for example, customize a block page for users if a thread is requested via a web browser and users receive this page. You can set sites that should never be blocked and always allowed. Um, View your daily, weekly, or monthly security events occurring off network either in your inbox or the dashboard. Check if threats are trending up or down, as well as the domains and laptops with the most security events. Respond to an incident by drilling into the full activity per domain or laptop. All the features of the AnyConnect client and the Umbrella roaming client are supported on both Windows and macOS platforms. Umbrella's lightweight standalone agent works with any VPN and has been proven in many deployments. The roaming client, as I said, a bump in the wire for every internet connection. It's transparent to users and does not cause any latency or performance issues because it is very small. In fact, it has the same endpoint impact as an instant messenger service or song for memory and disk. four times smaller than an antivirus which scans all system activity or redirect all data traffic, causing network latency and end user burdens. The roaming client simply forwards DNS requests or tunnels suspect IP connections to Umbrella. It can be manually installed for single machines or distributed for mass deployments through AD tools. Roaming client for off-network protection with and without VPN. This scenario shows off-network protection with the Umbrella roaming client. Users are protected by Umbrella even when the VPN is not enabled. So you may ask, how does the client discover which domains are internal? Well, from account settings, local domains search list that's published via DHCP or on the device itself. For example, if the device is connected to the internal network, then we will resolve that. And the backup, anytime we get an NX domain response from Umbrella, the client will query that too. This scenario, the present slide shows the off-network protection with the Umbrella AnyConnect roaming client. So users are protected by Umbrella even when the VPN is not enabled. So just to make it simple, you have it as an option to connect to Umbrella if using the AnyConnect client to add a module to the AnyConnect software that you already have installed, or if you're not using AnyConnect or using any other VPN client, you can just install an add-on software, the Umbrella Roaming Client. It's that simple. What does Umbrella do once it receives the request? Well, when the global network receives the DNS requests, it checks the cloud cache as well as your policy for this device for the proper response. If the destination is safe and adheres to the policy, the IP registered in the authoritative DNS record is returned. On the other hand, if it is malicious or violates your policy, the IP address of the Umbrella block page servers is returned, or even a block page on a custom IP address that you own. And if the destination contains both safe and malicious or unknown web content, Umbrella returns the IP of the cloud-based intelligent proxies, so the connection can be intercepted and filtered at the URL level. This slide shows the AnyConnect and roaming client with the internal or internet domains resolved by company's DNS server. So requests for internal domains are forwarded to the network's local DNS server without embedding the identity or encrypting the request. And client doesn't interfere with any internal DNS servers. The IP layer enforcement. So the client continuously updates list and the OS watches for matching IP traffic. Umbrella leverages the roaming client and continuously pushes down a list of suspect IP addresses. Cisco's researchers have observed that payloads connect to these suspect IP addresses without DNS lookups, and using the built-on OS network stack, the roaming client tells it to watch for these IP destinations. Also, regarding this topic, the IP layer enforcement, we may know that most traffic is routed directly to internet. Normally, this networking stack will just send safe traffic directly to internet. Some traffic is, of course, tunneled through Umbrella. So, if a rule is triggered, it tells our client to immediately add just this IP to the built-in IPsec VPN, which tunnels this one connection to Umbrella's global network. Umbrella will either block it right away based on the IP, or the connection can be proxied and only bad URLs will be blocked. So as a general idea, not all the traffic will be sent to Umbrella, only suspicious traffic, as we've seen in a previous slide or section. There are three possibilities. The traffic that is clean will be passed right away. Traffic that contains malware or just bad things, it's blocked, and traffic that the umbrella doesn't know at that moment what to do with, it will be inspected. So this one will be tunneled to umbrella. As a data flow recap, so DNS requests are sent to Umbrella. For safe requests that are not blocked by policy, the resolved IP address is returned. Requests to malicious or prohibited destinations get redirected to block page, and requests to unknown destinations or those that were defined for further inspection will be redirected to the intelligent proxy for further analysis. So what is it with this intelligent proxy? How what does it do, and how does it help us? Well, as said, for the uncertain type of traffic, so risky or gray domains, this will be directed to the proxy for full inspection. There are certain domains that will never get redirected to the proxy. For example, popular sites with good reputation, such as Netflix or ingrammicro.com. Remember that the intention is not to redirect everything to Umbrella, and if a good site with a good reputation were to be compromised, Umbrella would detect malicious patterns related to that site at the DNS layer. At this point in time, customers can define custom category lists for redirecting to intelligent proxy. However, if this custom list includes any domains that never get proxied, that will override your settings, and this request will not get proxied. When it comes to logging, another capability of Umbrella is the ability to export DNS logs to Amazon S3 for long-term storage, so simple storage service. Umbrella will store logs for 30 days, and we have built an integration where you can export logs at the regular intervals to Amazon S3. By using this, you can store logs for as long as needed, and even export the logs from Amazon to a CM. Many customers benefit from this functionality because they want the ability to go back and review DNS logs when responding to an incident. For example, they may need to go back to research an incident that may have occurred more than a year ago, and this gives them the ability and flexibility to retain logs as long as needed. The universal W3C text format means that the logs can be imported into almost any device or platform that supports it other than CMs, including firewalls. Log storage helps organizations cover their blind spots. This means that if you discover a breach long after it has occurred, you can go back through your logs to help investigate how and when your organization was compromised. Umbrella offers flexible DNS log storage through the Amazon S3 cloud. Customers can also use the S3 cloud to feed their logs from Umbrella to their security incident and event management system, the CM. And having this information can help customers manage compliance and improve incident response time. Let's see about a couple of things about Cisco Cloud Log. So together, Umbrella and Cloud Log provide visibility and control for access and usage of software as a service applications. The team has worked on an integration that leverages Umbrella's enforcement APIs. So how does it work? Well, independently, Umbrella identifies which SaaS apps are being accessed across an organization, and CloudLock identifies risky or inappropriate app usage and revokes authentication standard used to log users into apps. So together, using Umbrella's API, CloudLock automatically sends Umbrella info on which domain to block. These domains are blocked when users are on and off the network. The team is still working on improving and building upon this use case. An example, a company only wants users to use Box for file sharing, and if a user tries to go to Dropbox, then Umbrella can give them a block page that instructs them to use Box instead.